This is the StudioLive 1642. What we did with the StudioLive is we tried to take the power and processing power and sound of a studio computer and bring it to a live and recording environment. And what we were aiming to do with this was to bridge the gap between analog mixers and digital mixers, since digital mixers are traditionally more powerful but significantly harder to use. So what we've done is we've put everything at your fingertips to make the workflow much easier, like an analog console, but have the power of digital. So at the heart of the StudioLive is the FAT channel. A FAT channel is all your dynamic processing and equalization. There's built-in high-pass filter, a gate, compressor, limiter, and then 4-band semi-parametric EQ. Also your routing and your panning as well, and your linkability for your channels. Anytime you select a channel, it becomes active on the FAT channel. So you've got this available for all 16 of the inputs, all 4 of the buses, the mains, and your 2 internal effects processors, and your auxes as well. It's real straightforward and real easy to use. You've got your analog preamps, that's the only part that's not recallable on the board. And then you've got your 48 volt fan of power, and then you can toggle between your FireWire input or your analog input. And then if you want to, you can also use effects off of the computer in real time. So you'd actually, if you had it in FireWire mode, you'd be sending a channel to the computer, but you could process it through a plug-in of some sort, like if you wanted to use auto-tune. And you get very, very low latency settings on it. Now, on here, for each channel, you've also got a direct analog output directly from the preamp. It sends all 16 of the channels, all 6 of the auxes, and the effects, subs, and mains are also fed to the computer as well. So it's bidirectional, 32 by 32. You've got, for your channel that's selective, it always shows your input at the top here. So if we were to play this, just to get some signal going, let's look at our inputs here. So you see we're coming in on 2 channels, and if we were to select those channels, then the FAT channels apply to them, and we can also see the main channels that it's assigned to. And if we were to assign it to the subs as well, say, then you'd see the level on it for the subs. As I said, with your subs and with your main, the FAT channel is active as well. So if you want to use the subs like I do as a return for one of the effects, then you can actually go and EQ, compress, and gate the effect as well as the subs, and then use this as a sub return. You also have built-in talkback, which the talkback is assignable to the auxes or to the main. It's momentary or latching. You can use a 48 volt fan and power microphone if you want to. It just plugs into the back, and you have your level control there. It's real straightforward and real easy. It's nice that you can route it to the auxes only, because then if you want to talk to an artist who's on stage, you wouldn't interrupt the front of house sound at all. Now, on the back panel of the unit, you've got your mic input, your line input, and an insert for all 16 channels. You have your aux outputs, your subgroups outs, your aux returns, your control room outputs, your main outputs, your tape I/O. And you've also got, for your main and solo out, you've got adjustable trim there, so that way if you want to take and gain down a little bit, if this mixer is hotter than one that was previously connected to the PA, you can, and a SPDIF output that by default is routed, takes the main output and routes it directly out. With these, you can link 2 of them together to do 32 channel 4-bus mixer, and you can merge the subs as well if you want to. It also comes with a very straightforward, very easy to use recording software called Capture, and with Capture it automatically syncs all of your inputs and outputs when you start it up. So channel 1 on the mixer would be channel 1 in Capture. The only thing you have to do is launch the program, hit ARM all, and then hit record, and it automatically records all of the channels. You can then take those waveforms and drop them into Studio One Artist, which it comes with, which is multi-track a digital audio workstation, or you could load it into a different mixing program. So you can chain the 2 of them together. You can also interchange it with any of our FireWire devices, and it'll to add more channels if you want to as well. And we also just launched, or about to launch, the Virtual Studio Live software. This is a VSL that'll be coming out very soon, the Virtual Studio Live, and this is the software control panel for the Studio Live. As you can see, it shows you your fader positions, it shows you your position of select solo mute, your aux levels, also your fat channel settings, your routing, and then your input assignments. Also shows you your graphic EQs, which you have a pair of on the 16 and 8 on the Studio Live 24. And then it shows you your device memory and what's on the disc itself, so you can back up your presets by dragging and dropping them, and you can also drop them into place in Virtual Studio Live. So it's, in essence, it's a GUI for the Studio Live.